All right, the first thing we're going to take a look at today is this toolkit entry called Exponents. It says bases and exponents can be used to rewrite expressions that involve repeated multiplication by the same number or variable. The expression a to the n is written in exponent form. The base, a, is a factor that is raised to a power. The exponent n is sometimes called the power. It shows how many times the base is used as a factor. So 2 to the fourth power means 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So let's talk about how to put this in a calculator. In Schoology, there is a Desmos scientific calculator link if you'd like to use that, or you may use a different calculator if you have one. Now, be aware, yours may not have the correct functions that we need. So in Schoology, this is what the calculator looks like from Desmos. Okay, and I put it into Safari. So if I wanted to do 2 to the fourth power, I would have to put in 2, and then the a to the b power will give me anything I want to put in. So if I want to put the fourth power in, it equals 16. So my answer shows up over here on the right. Okay, so we're going to use that function for a couple different things as we go through today's lesson. So you should have downloaded this lesson so that you can fill it out as we go. So if you don't have this lesson, make sure you download it and put it in Notability. So 817 is the first question we're going to look at, and the first question is 5 to the third power. So what does that mean? It means I have 5 times 5 times 5. And I know what that is. It's 125. I didn't need to use the calculator. The second one, 3 to the fifth, that's a little bit more difficult to figure out. So let's go to our calculator. And our question was 3 to the fifth power. So I use that a to the b function. And it's 243. So b is going to be 243. And we're going to skip the next two for now. We'll talk about fractions a little bit later. But I'd like you to go ahead and do 831 right now using the calculator. I'm not going to give you the answers, so you need to do it, because when you turn it in, you need to have the answers written down. Pause your video so that you can do them. I'm moving on to this chart. And this chart shows us that 2 to the third power is 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. So what would I fill in here for 3 to the third? I would fill in 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 times 3 gives me 27. If you want to use that calculator, you can. 4 times 4 times 4 would be 4 to the third power. And I'm going to leave the standard form blank there for you to fill out. The next one, it gives you the standard form, and we need to go backwards. So what number times itself 3 times would give us 125? So that's basically like x times x times x. I need the same value. So we're going to use the function on the calculator that looks like a cubed root, because I need 3 numbers times itself that gives me 125. So we're going to put 125 underneath there. So we're going to clear out the calculator. And if you see here the n with the square root button, I can put a 3 in. And then underneath I can put 125, and it gives me 5. So the cubed root of 125 is 5, or 5 times 5 times 5 gives me 125. Okay, I'm going to leave the rest of the table for you to fill out. Pause the video so you can fill that out. I'm not going to give you time. Exponents in scientific notation, 8.2.1, how can I rewrite it? So I'm focused in here on this question it gives us. Is 3 to the fifth the same as 3 times 5? Explain. Well, I hope you are saying, well, 3 to the 5th power means 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. And 3 to the 5th power, I think if we go back up to our chart, well, maybe up here, 3 to the 5th power, it was this one here, was 243. So this equals 243. Is that the same as 3 times 5? Heck no, man. 3 times 5 is 15. Please complete the table on your own, and then when you are done, you are going to turn this assignment in. That's the end of the lesson for today.